Hey Donnie, check this out. I joined a group called Radical Islam. It says they have an all-you-can-eat snap car. Wait, what? Are you serious? Totally, free snacks, dude. Dude, check this out. Mikey, that's not what that means. Radical Islam isn't a skateboard group. Then why did they post the skate park takeover event? It's not a skate group.
Look, we have to talk about this because nobody in the mainstream media is saying what needs to be said. There are bold opinions, bold, correct opinions being shared on social media posts underneath this stuff. But this reaction to what happened in NYC yesterday is as predictable as the sun rising and sun setting. It is vile. It is exactly why the UK fell to these people. What do you think the reaction was by Zohran Mamdani, Muslim mayor of New York City, to two other Muslims doing what they so often do? Would it be to denounce them? To denounce even just factions of their religion? Or would it be to blame white people? Just take a guess. Well, of course they blame white people. And this does nothing of value. It doesn't address a growing problem in the United States. And again, this is not to say that there are not lunatic white folks out there, lunatic Christians out there, but nobody ever has a problem calling them out. It's specifically one religion. And when the mayor of the city that was just hit puts out the most enraging comment on it maybe I've ever seen, there has to be some things said. So after the incident yesterday, after it was confirmed that they were Muslim, after it was confirmed that they were radicalized, after it was confirmed that the devices they threw were in fact functional and designed to take out dozens and dozens of people, you would think maybe the mayor of New York City would say, boy, this is pretty spooky stuff. After a third device was found at his home or in their vehicle, you think maybe he would say, well, geez, radical Islam, maybe that's something we should be worried about. No, let's look at the first sentence here out. Yesterday, white supremacist Jake Lang organized a protest outside of Gracie Mansion rooted in bigotry and racism. So just so we're clear, the first sentence is blaming the protesters. I mean, is anybody surprised it's a Muslim mayor? The first sentence is literally blaming the victims. Such hate has no place in New York City. It is an affront to our city's value and the unity that defines who we are. What followed, so again, just so we're clear about how he worded this, it was Jake Lang and people who are protesting against the Islamification of New York City, having cops using like closets inside of convenience stores to pray, having call to prayers going over PA systems like some sort of creepy third world country or North Korea or something like that. A rifle protest against that. Okay. Was Jake Lang there to agitate? Yes, of course he was. But so? Nobody ever goes out of their way to say, well, were the ICE protesters there to agitate? Nobody ever goes, nobody ever goes out of the way to say, well, the super soldiers in Portland, they were there to agitate. No. They were freedom. They were using their First Amendment. Nobody said Don Lemon. Nobody said Don Lemon was there just to agitate. Although, I mean, some people did. He wrote, what followed is more disturbing. These type of attacks are never acceptable. Notice he doesn't mention Islam, he doesn't mention that the two suspects that did it. He calls out Jake Lang by name, but not the two suspects that did it. The attempt to use this device and hurt others is not only criminal, it's reprehensible and the antithesis of who we are. No, it's not. It's who they are. Hashtag not all Muslims, but until such a point when I find just one Muslim leader in this country who speaks out about the problems within that religion, I will continue to lump them all together. What Zohran Mamdani should have said yesterday was not, boy, it was the protesters' fault. It was Whitey's fault. But nobody's, there's 100,000 likes on this garbage too, by the way. We're so cooked. I want to thank the brave men and women of the NYPD who acted quickly to keep New Yorkers safe. The only thing that kept the New Yorkers safe, just so we're clear, is the fact that the device malfunctioned. The device was real. It was not a hoax. It was well designed. These two individuals trained under terror groups in Turkey and Saudi Arabia. These are the same devices that were used in 4 other countries to much success. It was a pure act of God that nobody was hurt, not an act of the NYPD, not an act of the federal law enforcement who will undoubtedly state later today that they were on their radar. It was, in my opinion, an act of God. You can call it luck, and that'd be totally fine too. Our officers ran towards danger without hesitation, demonstrating once again the courage and dedication it takes to protect our city every day. Yeah, from radicals. From radicals. Right? My administration is closely monitoring the situation. I'll remain in close contact with our police commissioner. Are you joking? I'm legitimately asking. By the way, has Zohran Mamdani, Muslim mayor of New York, has he followed up with any talks about radicalization? No. Just, 1 hour ago, he's holding a press conference. Anybody want to guess if he talks about radical religions? Anyone want to take a guess if he's going to talk about radical? Let's just see here. Let's see.
Values of this city, so that others have terrorism.
All right, here we go.
There is video of these two individuals throwing 2 devices towards the protest. The police department has determined that these were improvised explosive devices made to injure, maim, or worse.
Right.
Thanks to the swift and decisive actions of NYPD officers at the scene, both men were immediately taken into custody.
That is true. That is true.
And the devices they brought taken off of our streets. I want to commend the officers who were on site. They faced a chaotic situation that very quickly could have become far more dangerous. NYPD Chief Aaron Edwards and Sergeant Luis Navarro ran towards the danger so that others could run to safety. They are here with us now, and I want to thank them today publicly as I did yesterday privately, and to thank the dozens of other officers who responded without hesitation.
Are we going to talk about Islam?
That is
or
courage. That is selflessness. And I'm deeply grateful to both of them and to every member of the NYPD who works every single day to keep New Yorkers safe. As the NYPD continued their investigation yesterday, they found a 3rd suspicious device in a vehicle on East End between 81st and 82nd Street. Out of an abundance of caution, they conducted a number of limited evacuations of nearby buildings before removing the device from the area. Once the device was removed, those evacuated were allowed to return to their homes. I'm grateful for their continued work to keep New Yorkers safe. Let me say this plainly. Anyone who comes to New York City to bring violence to our streets will be held accountable in accordance with the law.
Who brought it? Who brought it, Zohran? Who brought it?
As this case continues to develop, I will remain in close contact and communication with our police commissioner. I want to say thank you once again to everyone who acted on Saturday to protect their fellow New Yorkers and to uphold the values of this city. Now, I would like to invite Police Commissioner Tish.
So Zohran Mamdani does not mention it. Has he blamed it on white people yet? Well, yeah. Say their names, Zohran. Say what they are. He didn't do that. The only race he mentioned was white. No mention of Muslim or Islam or the Mr. Mayor's pathetic statement. Not one. Not one. By the way, the attempted terrorists who did that have just been walked by the FBI and NYPD.
Why'd you throw the bomb?
Look at you saying number one, number one.
Why'd you throw it?
Smiling. No remorse. No remorse whatsoever. Which, I mean, that's what it is, right? The district attorney, Manhattan BP Brad Holliman signal ripped after he blamed the wrong protesters for hurling the devices outside of Gracie Mansion. Manhattan Borough President Brad Holliman's signal was roasted Sunday after he blamed the wrong protesters. Holliman's signal issued a statement on X claiming that the white folks led a roaming trail of Islamophobia and anti-Semitism today on Manhattan's Upper East Side, and they targeted our mayor with an incendiary device. If you think for a second at all, like literally, if you think for even 1 second that this wasn't on this wasn't on purpose, you aren't watching our politicians. But he's got a rainbow flag in his, I wonder if he deleted it. Let's see. Brad Holliman, Hoyl. Let's see if he deleted it. By the way, here's some responses to Zoran. So Zoran calls Jake Lang a supremacist, but he won't describe who threw the devices, who happened to be a Muslim jihadist Mamdani supporter. And why don't you describe the religious and political ideology of the two suspects who actually did the crime? Nick Shirley, it was terror, confirmed. Why didn't you name the two men who tried to do this? You left this part out. You left out kind of the main detail, who threw the device. Why did you leave out the face that was thrown by Muslims shouting the all-you-can-eat snack bar? Fake news. Are you kidding me? You're a complete disgrace. I feel bad for people that live in New York because I am certain that most of them would not support Zoran Mamdani or any of this nonsense. The fact that you open your statement referring to Jake as a supremacist instead of condemning the guys that literally tried to commit this act tells us everything we know. He's covering for them. He's covering for them. Oh yeah, Brad Holman. Let's see Brad Hoyl. There he is. Rainbow flag in the let's see here. Update. He's according to the NYPD getting ratioed into oblivion. Let's see. Happy International Women's Day. I saw he write. Here he is. New Yorkers should be alarmed when any community is targeted in this way. So no, he's still covering for him. The same very people that would throw him off a roof happily. These are the people running our country. These are the people, who hate you. It's disgusting. It's appalling, and it's par for the course. And without an immediate course correction, and I would say, banning these certain individuals from holding political office would probably be a good start. I just don't think the future for big cities is going to be great. It's going to be like the UK and New York. Oh, another attack, and oh, another attack. Oops, it's just part and parcel for living in the big city. Oh, it's just boys being boys. Not a single mention of these two, but yeah, the white guy who was protesting against Islam, he's the real villain here. Absolutely pathetic, cowardly leadership by Zoran Mamdani, ultra-rich Muslim Terry sympathizer. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, subscribe or follow down below. We'll talk again real soon.